Good morning, everyone. So it is another snow day here. We had very, very heavy snow overnight. I'll insert a few clips, maybe while I'm talking. Um, but yeah, ultimately we had a lot of snow overnight. And so, my husband got to go into work late, and I have a free day. And, I was planning my next book vlog to actually go to this cute little romance bookstore in my town. And they've got like this Galentine's Day on tomorrow. But I just know I'm not going to be able to get there in the snow because my car can't handle it. So change of plans. I'm not going there, but they were going to do this whole like romance book quiz about like find your next read, and I thought that was really cute. And I was like hoping to like film it, although it advertised as like going with your friends, and I don't have any friends here. Definitely not bookish friends, really. Anyway, like close bookish friends. So I was going to brave it and go alone as like a solo date. But yeah, that's not going to be happening anymore. It's not like a ticketed thing, so it's not like you know I've lost anything, whatever. So instead, I thought I would do like a snow day kind of reading bookish day vlog. So as it's Valentine's week, I want to be reading quite a few romances, I guess. I did just finish this one. I picked this up for my first romance of the week, which was Jimenez, Part of Your World. This was the first time I read one of her books. I've had this on my TBR for I want to say like 2 years, and I picked it up before I'd really heard of her. I picked it up because it was called Part of Your World and I love The Little Mermaid. I know that's terrible. But yeah, that is why I picked up the book, and I love this. I have rated it 5 stars. This will obviously come in my wrap up for the month, so I don't want to talk about it too much, but definitely a writer I would recommend if you haven't tried her and you like your romances. I wish I hadn't waited so long, but I'm still so super glad that I've now read it. So, what I thought I would do, starting off my kind of bookish day, I'm not going to sit and read the whole entire day because actually I'm in the middle of the Fantasy Fangirls most recent podcast on like their deep dives into Onyx Storm. So I really want to finish that this morning. So I'm going to have a bookish day, but I'm going to do that, catch up with a few booktube videos, things like that this morning, so that I am now going to pick a few, maybe 2 or 3, I don't know, romances randomly off of my TBR. And then I'm going to put a poll on my Bookstagram. Obviously, you won't be able to vote because this would have already happened by the time you're watching this vlog. I'm going to put a poll of which book I should read. And I'm going to let everyone on there decide. So, yeah, on my Bookstagram, I'm going to let people decide what romance book should be my next pick. And then this afternoon, I'm going to read it and I'll share my thoughts however far I get with it. So, yeah, that is today's bookish plan. By the way, in case you are an Onyx Storm fan and you haven't heard of the Fantasy Fangirls, I will link their channel below because they do some really good deep dives into all the series. And I think they're going to be doing Sparkly Everflame soon. I haven't actually read that, but I've got it on my list to get for my birthday. So yeah, let me look through the cart and see what romances that we possibly have to pick from. Okay, so I've picked 3 romances off of my TBR, or what I believe are romance novels. They were kind of just the first ones I saw, I'm not going to lie. And I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to grab them and I'm going to let people decide. But let me show you what our possibilities are. So first off, I picked Me Before You from Jojo Moyes off of the cart because I have owned this for years and I just haven't read it. And I believe it is a romance, right? I have put off watching the movie because I believe it's a movie. Because I knew I would get around to reading this at some point, and I know it was hugely popular back when it was first released. So yeah, I've picked Me Before You as a possibility. The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Again, she is another writer that I know a lot of people love in the romance genre that I just haven't read yet, and I've also had this a couple of years. So, maybe it's time, but we'll see what people pick. And the last one is an arc I got last fall. It actually got released officially, I think, on Christmas Eve, this book. I think it was Christmas Eve. So it is out now, but I haven't read it yet. And obviously I will always get around to reading my books that I get, gifted to review because I always want to give them a review. So I thought this one might be appropriate, a 5-letter word for love. So they are the 3 that I have picked. And yeah, I'm going to head over to my Bookstagram, do a poll. I'll let that run for the morning while I finish the Fantasy Fangirls podcast and maybe watch a bit of BookTube. And then I, will head back with the results soon. Just filming from my kitchen because I'm going to make myself lunch in a minute. I have spent the morning with a bit of YouTube finishing the Fantasy Fangirls vlog, but I then saw that Book Outlet, for those of you who don't know, it's a website here in the US which sells slightly cheaper books. They're doing a $5.99 fiction sale, and there's actually quite a few books I wouldn't mind getting in there. I'm going to restrict myself because I could easily buy loads, but I'm kind of looking at that. So just a note when this video goes up, because I'm going to try and get this like edited and up literally the day after I film it. So hopefully the sale is still on in case you're in the US and you want some cheap fiction, because we all know how expensive books are here. So just a heads up. But also, we have a little bit of a problem. I didn't realize that if you post a vote thing, poll on Instagram, that you can't end it early to see the results. And also then the only way I'd see the results is if I vote myself, which would be a bit weird. But I've contacted my friend. She is going to vote herself in about an hour's time, so that'll give me time to have lunch, and then she's going to screen record what the result looks like and send it to me so I can see it, and then I can take the poll down. So that's the way we're going to do it. I'm going to make lunch now, as I said, and I'm going to sit and watch an episode of A Discovery of Witches. If you haven't seen the show, I fully recommend it. I know it is based on a book series. I haven't read the book series, I must say, but I am really enjoying the show. I'm only a few episodes in, but I'm enjoying it. So yeah, I'm going to do that for lunch, and then we will see what book won and which book I'm going to spend my afternoon reading. Okay, I've had lunch, watched my episode of A Discovery of Witches. As I said, definitely recommend it. Or maybe try the book series that it's based on. I don't know, because I haven't tried it, but I kind of wish I had before I watched it, but it's fine. I can't read everything. So it turns out that me panicking that I wouldn't be able to see the results, even if I stopped it earlier, I actually could see the results and everyone who had voted what, which is kind of cool. My friend did vote and screenshot me. Anyway, the result, I will put a little, display up here and now so you can see what the results were. So as you can see, Ali Hazelwood, The Love Hypothesis, has won. So this is going to be my next romance read for this Valentine's week, which I will start today and give you my first thoughts on. Because yeah, I'm going to have 3 or 4 hours to read this afternoon before, I need to make dinner or anything, get that ready for my husband to get home. So yeah, I'm looking forward to see how far I get with this. Just so you know, with the results, this one with 16 votes. Me Before You was second with 10 votes, and A Five-Letter Word for Love came third with 3 votes. So overall, that was a good mix of votes. Thank you anyone who did vote, if you happen to be watching this, if you follow me on my Instagram. But yeah, if anyone wants to say anything about the other 2 books and why I should read them soon or anything like that, please do let me know. Because as you can see, I do have a very full TBR. But I will get around to all of them at some point. But yeah, I'm going to go and make a nice warm drink, get my blanket to snuggle under, and start reading. Okay, hot drink is made, and I'm all cozy, reclined on the sofa with my blanket. The sun's actually come out now a little bit, not like fully, but kind of, so it's a bit brighter than it was, even though obviously there's still snow everywhere. It has stopped snowing though. It's not like actually snowing. I don't think it was in the clip I filmed for you earlier, but it was quite heavy not long before I filmed that. But yeah, all cozy and ready to start The Love Hypothesis. Although I'm gonna have to put this down while I start it because obviously it's gonna take a while to cool. That's the only trouble. Hot drinks and books, like they go but they don't go because you can't hold really both at the same time very well. You know what I mean? Okay, I have been reading, I think, for about an hour and 30 minutes now. No, a bit longer than that. I want to say about an hour and 45 minutes. I love it so far. Obviously there's a lot of cliche moments. It is that stereotypical romance, but I haven't read one to do with, scientist-based stuff based in a university. Like the storyline is very unique compared to anything I have personally read, love story-wise, and I love the whole fake dating thing. I haven't read many books with that. I feel like I have read 1 or 2 in the past at some point, but I don't feel like that's the fake dating trope is one that I've read that much, so that might be partly why I'm really enjoying this. But I think Ali Hazelwood's writing is really accessible and everything, so yeah, I'm super enjoying it right now. I think I'm about halfway through, so it's taken me about an hour and 45 minutes to get halfway through, so it is quite a quick read. As you can probably see, Teo has joined me, but yeah, I'm gonna take like a mini break now because I really, really, really need to pee. But I feel so guilty getting him up Does anyone else with a cat feel like this? Like, you know that meme of like a skeleton, and then they always put like a quote like, me because I don't want to move my cat or whatever. That's me. Anyone else? Because yeah, I just feel guilty all the time. But anyway, I am gonna move him. I am gonna pee and just walk around a minute, stretch my legs. That's the one thing I struggle reading for me, even though I am a huge avid reader and I love reading. I am really bad at sitting still for too long. So I feel like, yeah, this sort of hour 45 minutes was really, really good, but now I need to move. And then I will continue and I will let you know how far I managed to get on my little snow day before I wrap up for the evening and cook. So, yeah. Okay. So I read actually for about another 2 hours so I could finish it. So, yeah, I have devoured this whole book today. Thank you for everyone that voted because I loved it. But I will say I was super shocked by the smut in it. Not that I mind it, by the way. It's just that I don't know why, but I think because of the front cover more than anything, I kind of assumed it was like a young adult romance. And obviously, most of the book is pretty tame. And then you suddenly get this whole entire sex scene. And I was like, okay. But to me, it was what I call good smut. Like it fitted in with the story. I liked it. I loved the characters. So yeah, if smut isn't your thing, you're probably not gonna like this. But other than that, I can't really say why you wouldn't like it if you love romance books. This story was so good to me. I mean, there's a couple of things I don't like in the fact that it briefly refers to animal testing. I'm not a fan of animal testing, but you know what? Sometimes I think when you read, you just have to kind of try and take your own prejudices aside a little bit. And there was like this vaccine conversation, which was a bit weird and random to me. But overall, absolutely love this book. I definitely need to read some more Ali Hazelwood at some point. Although I know this one is often like referred to as her most popular. So yeah, I'm super glad I finished it. But in case you haven't heard of this book, basically a summary of the plot without giving too many spoilers is that this girl was going out with a guy, had broke up with him, and her best friend liked him, and she knew her best friend wouldn't get with him unless she started dating someone else. So she starts trying to pretend to date someone and tells her friend she's on a date, but then her friend turns up, and so she picks the first guy she sees and like kisses him. And then it just kind of goes on from there. They start fake dating, like an agreement to fake date. And yeah, the drama kind of continues. They're both scientists. So yeah, as I said, a little bit more of a unique plot from anything that I've personally read. Um, and yeah, honestly, I was just hooked. So I was like, I can devour this all this afternoon. So I just read it all in the one sitting. It is quite an easy read. But yeah, I really like it. I think if you love your romance novels and you haven't read this one, go read it because I think you'll love it. So even though it isn't quite what I had planned for my bookish stuff for Valentine's, I'm glad that I've devoured through another romance because I feel like I haven't read as much just pure romance as I used to. Like I used to read so many, and I feel like I've probably because I'm more into the romantasy stuff lately, and I've also been really enjoying thrillers. I enjoy all of them, but I feel like this was more what I used to always purely read. So it's been really good this week. I'm reading a couple of romance, like pure romance books, and just like really getting back into the genre. Obviously it's apt for Valentine's week, and it might not be me going to the store like I'd planned and doing their little romance quiz and purchasing a new book, but it's been a perfect snow day. Cuddled with my cat, starting the day with bookish vlogs, ordering some books. Even though I shouldn't be buying, how much is on my TBR. I really didn't need to go and buy books, but I did, and yeah, and then read this. So yeah, I've just had such a super good, relaxing day because I had a free day. It snowed, and what else was there to do with my day? I mean, housework, yes, probably, but I can catch up on that tomorrow around work and everything, so it's fine. Yeah, thank you for watching and joining me on this day. I hope if you are into romances, you've picked some good ones out for this Valentine's week, even if you're not in a relationship, by the way, like, because I do just want to like premise that, um, you know, I am married, but I am a huge, huge advocate for Galentine's and also solo dating. I think there is so much importance of being comfortable with yourself and like just take yourself on a date. Honestly, I do it still now because I started watching a YouTuber on here called Tamkur, and she talked about this, and it was something that I occasionally did, but not really with the label of solo date before, and I still make myself do it now. You know, even though I am married, I'll occasionally go out and I'll just go get myself coffee and a cake in a nice cafe and people watch or whatever. It was easier to do in the UK, I will say. It's a little bit harder in the US because like people don't generally walk around, so like people watching etc. is not as easy. But I just think there is a lot to be said for being comfortable with solo dating. So uh, love primarily, love yourself before anyone else, and everything else, you know. Hopefully, one day will fall into place if it hasn't for you already. Um, yeah. Oh, and one thing about this book, there was this the male main character often laughs at the female main character for ordering like pumpkin spice drinks. My husband does that to me. Just a little side note, it made me giggle. But yeah, so whatever you are doing, I hope you have a brilliant Valentine's. And like I said, if you're alone, date yourself. Even if you're not comfortable enough going out, treat yourself to your luxuries you love at home, bubble bath, etc. I don't know, but just yeah, just enjoy your day and appreciate who you are. I will see you again real soon. Bye.